Hi, my name is Adam Schneider, and I'm with HomeVestors of America, the We Buy Ugly Houses people. You can email me at adam.schneider, Schneider, at homevestors.com if you have any questions. So I'm doing this video because it's June 2020. We're 3 months into COVID. We're a couple of weeks after the George Floyd stuff, and there's a lot of turbulence in people's lives and in the economy. And when that happens, I get a lot more calls about people wanting to know about joining HomeVestors as a franchisee. So I'm in Raleigh, North Carolina. I joined in 2012. I was a corporate refugee. I didn't have any real estate investing experience. And it was only me in the market. Then slowly people were joined. In 2014, I became a development agent to help coach new people coming in. And now it's 2020 and there's 18, 19 people in our Raleigh market. I've bought about 150 houses. In 2017, that was the end of my 5-year contract with HomeVestors, and I had a choice whether to stay with HomeVestors or to renew for a new 5 years. And without blinking an eye, I chose to go ahead and renew for another 5 years. So I love the business. It's fun. We are discount home buyers. That doesn't mean we're only rehabbers. Some of the franchisees like to exit strategies by rehabbing. A lot like to mainly wholesale, sell to other investors, and some keep properties for investments or buy and holds. And I do all of those exit strategies. So that's my timeline. It's been 8 years or so doing this. And I enjoy it, but it's not for everybody. So I want to talk about who it might be for and not be for, and answer a few questions that I get all the time. So there's 2 buckets of people who join HomeVestors. There are the people who were in corporate before, and then there are people who've been investing. So for the people like me who were in corporate before, might not have much knowledge or experience about real estate investing, but might be really intrigued by it and want to build a buy and hold portfolio eventually, as an example. And HomeVestors' value adds are the lead generation, the consistency of the lead generation, the powerful local network and national network of people. It's an incredible group of people to work with. The systems that are in place, the software, the CRM systems, the outsourced third party that gives you MLS access, the software so that you can just plug and play when you go to a house to put in what the repair needs are, and it'll spit out what the costs are going to be. So there's all this technology behind it, and there's a team of people there to help you. But if you're someone who just isn't sure about real estate and you're not comfortable doing it, just because you've got that system, it doesn't mean that it's automatically going to happen for you. I treat it like this. You've been given the ingredients for the recipe, but you still have to do the baking. So for me, I wanted to go into a system because I'd read the E-Myth Revisited and it made sense versus just doing something on my own with it. Obviously, it's worked for me. It's a bumpy, lumpy business. It has its ups and downs. So you need to emotionally be the kind of person who can handle that. Then the other group of people that come and look at HomeVestors are people who are already investors. They bought some houses and they're doing okay, but they're dissatisfied either that they're not buying them at a deep enough discount, or they're not doing enough volume, or they're lonely because it's just them. It can be a very lonely business. Or they don't have other systems in place for consistency, so they'll go well and then they won't go. And it's tiring to be running your own advertising. So those are the 2 groups of people we see. There's different pros and cons about the skill sets that you come into it with or not. That's just the way it is. For me, one of the big benefits has been the consistency of the advertising, having an advertising wing at the home office. That's been really, really helpful, and just all the advice that you get along the way. So for me, I probably keep about 15% of the properties that I buy as rentals, and the rest of them I'll either just sell to other investors or I'll fix them up and then sell them. But everybody does it differently. So how does this leads work in the marketing? And there's 18, 19 people. Is there cannibalism of leads? What's that all about? So here's how that works. Everybody in our local advertising council each month will decide how much each person independently wants to advertise for the next month. And we'll send it to the home office, and all that money's in a pot. And then the person at the advertising wing will contact the ad council president, who's me at the time right now, and say, all right, Adam, we have this much money. How do you want to spend it? And we'll decide how we're going to go and spend that money. So if you're by yourself and you're doing this business, you're not going to have that much money to play with, most likely, for advertising. And so you're going to have the very base level sophistication for what you're doing strategically. But when you put everybody together and you have a large team, then you have enough money so you're not just doing direct mail. You can be doing outdoor with billboards and pay-per-click, and you have your Google strategy, and you have your brand support strategy, and maybe you're doing your TV stuff. There's so much more you can do. And that's really important because we're dealing with sellers who are very suspicious when they get these letters and these cards in the mail. And if they know that it's part of a big company, that may be something that makes them feel more comfortable. Because if you think about it, these sellers may be making the biggest financial decision they've ever had to make. There may be a lot of emotion tied to it. And it's our job to be able to treat them with respect and professionalism. And if we say we're going to buy the house, we want to take it to the finish line, and we want them to know we're going to take it there. So that's a really important part of this whole puzzle. So anyway, we get the advertising spend and we send it out for the month, and then people get a mailer, and then they're going to call the 800 number, and who gets the lead? Well, it goes on a rotation based on the spend. So if you're 10% of your ad council spend for the month, you'll get every 10th lead. And the beauty is that means that there's no lead cannibalization going on. It's your lead. That's it. And that's nice because then you get to share for the marketing to get the leads. But then when you get the lead comes to you, that's yours, and you don't have to worry about anybody else with the overriding you on that. So I hope that part helps you. People who it may not be the right thing for them, if you're only looking to buy 1 or 2 houses in a year and you want to just do the flip and that's what you like doing, you're probably better off not joining. You're probably better off just buying a house from a HomeVestors franchisee. If you're somebody who doesn't like to follow systems and you like to reinvent the wheel all the time, it may be a tough one for you. If you don't have enough cash to get started and have a runway to jump in with the entry fee and to do a certain number of months of advertising, and you're on a shoestring budget, it may not be the right time, or you may need to partner with somebody. If you are an investor currently and you just like being by yourself and you like being alone and you don't want to be a part of a team, this also may not be for you. So you sort of need to figure out who you are and where you are and how much time you want to invest into it, and if being part of a franchise system makes sense. Again, I did it for 5 years, had a choice about re-upping or not. I chose to re-up, so I've enjoyed it. Hope this answers some questions and gives you a sense of some things to consider. Again, you can reach me at adam.schneider@homevestors.com.